Now, your great-grandmother, ladies, will be turning and tossing in that grave when she sees you applying all this product on your skin, when she never applied anything apart from coconut oil. And sometimes they never applied totally nothing. They did without anything, but they had the best skin complexions. But nowadays, ladies are bleaching their skins. You're lightening your skins using mercury and those products. You're applying makeup all through. So ladies have adapted the use of skin products that actually are destroying that black skin, because you want to lighten your skin. That basically indicates low self-esteem. This is the reality. When you find yourself, ladies, when you find yourself applying that product on your skin, what we are seeing as men is we are seeing a woman who is inadequate from within, a woman who is trying to seek a validation. I don't think and I don't believe that there's a woman who applies makeup just for the sake of her own or herself. I believe that product is to boost your self-esteem in front of people. It's also supposed to hide some scars, some patches that you don't want people to know. But you see, when you do that, when you're applying that makeup with the intention of getting external validation, that means you are inadequate from within. Because people who are adequate from within, they portray the energy that will attract people who are also adequate from within. When you are fake or when you're faking it, you are going to attract people who are also faking it. And that becomes a serious problem. That's why I always encourage women to be natural. Go natural. Stop spending a lot of money on products that are going to destroy your skin. You know very well that that product is rich in mercury, and they might not indicate it on the label, but you know that's the reason why you're lightening yourself. The product is also rich in steroids, like dexamethasone. Remember what I said about dexamethasone? Ladies just trying to use it to lighten their skin and to broaden their hips. That's exactly what is happening in those products. So they put high doses of steroid, and when you use them, you start suffering the consequences. You might develop a round face that looks like a moon face, and you think it's very attractive, but that's fluid retention and accumulation of fluid under your skin, and that is very unhealthy. Okay, that is not the same as rehydration. That's very unhealthy. So stop using those skin products. This is the reality. People have understood the nature of human beings. We are inadequate in a way. Most of us are inadequate in a way. So somebody just understood that the same way they understood that our diets are messed up, so therefore they have to provide some form of comfort through supplements. This is the same thing that happens here. They actually capitalize on your insecurities and inadequacies. Look at okra water. They just realize that ladies have high estrogen in their systems, and when they eat green leafy vegetables, it will break down to help them. There are enzymes in green leafy vegetables and the cruciferous vegetables that can break down your estrogen levels and lower that estrogen, and you start having your vaginal dryness disappears. So they capitalized on that, and now it became a serious deal. In Kenya, okra started trending for no good reason. But it has been there. Mabenda has been there as a vegetable all through. But only when they said it's good for your reproductive health, that's when you started taking note and taking cautions and just basically consuming it. Instead of consuming it as a vegetable, you're now using it to fix estrogen dominance. But this is the same thing that is happening on skin products. So they realized most women, because the skin also plays an important role in aesthetic value, so they realized most women have problems with this and self-esteem and all this, and therefore they had to bring in some products that will actually enhance your beauty so that you gain some form of validation from people. Now, every time you're asking people, I have this problem, I have this mistake, my face is not okay, but please accept me the way I am. Accept me with this face of mine. Accept me with this makeup of mine. Anytime you get into that position, what you're telling the people, or what the energy that you're portraying from within is, you are very inadequate. Okay? Everybody was built and designed to be adequate and self-reliant. But when you portray that energy, what you're showing the world is, I am so inadequate and I rely on you guys to just change my situation. I want you to accept and approve me the way I am. And that's where problems start. So they capitalize on that inadequacy, and then they brought you all these skin products that have mercury. And then all of you ran to it. Now you wash your face 7 times in the morning, you apply a moisturizer, and then again you You have to wash it again 3 times, then apply that skin product, then again wash it and apply another one. Then now you can put on a layer. And you're working with 7 layers of makeup. You're working with a lot of things on your skin. And you're also adding on a sunscreen, forgetting that you're a black woman or you're a black man, because men nowadays are taking, are doing the skincare routine. So you apply not knowing that your skin can actually withstand that UV radiation that is coming from the sun. An African skin is a very, very healthy skin, and that sun cannot affect you in any way. The reason why I'm saying that is because your great grandfather, your great grandmother used to walk on even hotter sun than this one, but they never had all those skin conditions. So don't wait for those people from the West to bring you research according to their skin and lie to you that you need to apply a sunscreen. Not unless you are an albino, because now your skin is compromised. But if you're not an albino, if you have good African skin, you can withstand anything. That takes me to the roles of the skin. And I hope that most of you know the roles of the skin, because most of you just ignore, because you will only start paying attention to your skin once you've gotten a cut, you're hurt, or you have an itchy skin, or you have the psoriasis. That's the time. And that's the human nature. We will always pay attention to diseases when they get to a point we cannot tolerate them. But most of you, you have a nose and you breathe every day. But to some point, you think it's your right to breathe every morning. You have a skin that protects you from all these problems, the dust, the microorganisms, the UV radiation, the physical harm, but you never give it attention. So you don't even take care of it because you think it's your right to have a good skin and that skin has to be there to protect you. So you believe it's your right that that skin has to protect you. But what are you doing to protect it? Because before the skin protects you, you have to protect it. And that's where the problem is, because most of us focus on protecting the skin once the damage is already done. Look at you eating bread every morning plus margarine. Now that bread can leave the system in about 2 or 24 hours. From 2 to 24 hours, that bread can be out of your system. But the effects that that bread will leave in your system, the effect that that margarine will leave in your system, they will last for about 2 months and above. So imagine you just eat bread, and this is the reason, this is the point that is driven towards those people who keep telling me. When I ask you, do you eat wheat products? You tell me, I'm not a fan of wheat. I just eat 2 pieces of bread. So you're not a fan of wheat, but you eat 2 pieces of bread. Which is which? Let me understand you very well. And this is mostly to the ladies. When I ask about your weight, when I ask about your age, when I ask about your wheat consumption, you will always have a way of protecting it. You know, I eat, yes, I'm not a great fan of wheat, but I eat one chapati every week. I eat chapati twice a week. I eat bread, 2 pieces of brown bread in the morning. And then I start thinking, what is happening? Because anytime you tell me you eat 2 pieces of bread in the morning, I'm thinking, okay. So you're thinking that just because you ate 2 pieces of bread, the body knows you ate 2 pieces of bread. The body knew you took in gluten and glucose and all that processed stuff and the yeast. So the body understands that language. The lowest portion of that bread is what the body knows. It doesn't even know that color. So when you eat wheat now, it takes you 2 months to clear it from the system. The effects have to clear from the system in 2 months' time. That's the reason why you will start healthy eating now and you expect the results to come tomorrow. You expect your skin to start glowing tomorrow. That is not making sense. So you have to start eating healthy and then give yourself time. Be patient. Your skin will come back to normal. But the problem is, you eat healthy this week, you fast one weekend, and the other week you're eating a lot of crappy food just because you saw a little improvement on your skin. Or again, you gave up because you thought, because I've been eating healthy for 1 week now and I'm not seeing any changes. They are all here on this platform, specifically on TikTok. Doc, I've been following you for 1 week now, but I'm not seeing any change. Doc, I've been following you for 1 month now, but I'm not seeing any change. My skin condition is still there. I'm like, you have not been following me, because if you've been following me, you understand my principles are based on patience, consistency, and discipline, the ability to say no to some foods. But you can't follow me for 1 month, and then because that month did not work for you, you are out. You're opting for something else. You're opting for another skin product, and you're thinking that is going to change your life. No, you cannot be that way. You have to be in some way, in some form, consistent, so that we get to even analyze your progress over these things. So if you're taking wheat now and then it takes 2 months to clear from your system, that means you have to take some consistency in the next 2 months. That's why always everybody who comes to me, I tell you, you give yourself about 6 weeks to 8 weeks of consistency, of discipline, and of order and patience. Once you do that, everything else turns out for the better. Why do you think you have a skin? The skin, actually, it's going to act as a form of protection to you. Protection from physical damage, protection from chemicals, protection from UV radiation, protection from microorganisms. That is the function of the skin and external aggression. So when even dust, you see when dust comes on your surface, dust carries a lot of bad particles, the dust particles themselves, the microorganisms. And if you never had the skin, there is a reason why the skin is the largest organ. Did you know that, by the way? Did you know your skin is the largest organ in your body? Followed by the liver. Do you know the function of the liver? A lot of function of the liver that we talked about. So that tells you these two organs that are following each other, and they are part of the excretion or elimination mechanisms of the body. That tells you they are very important. So it is the largest organ in the body. Why is it largest? Because it has a lot of functions for you. So not only does it protect you from the sun, from physical aggression, from microorganisms, when it protects you from microorganisms, that's role number 2 again, immunity. So your immune relies so much on that skin. And that's the first barrier. The same to the HCl in your stomach. Okay? Yes, so the skin also protects the internal organs, just like David has said here. But the most important function is this. 1, pain receptors and receptors for sensation are on the skin. So imagine you without a skin. You don't have any sensations. So if you touch a pan, problems. You will burn yourself to death. Why? Because there's no sensation that will actually tell the brain to tell the hand to get off. So the skin has the sensory receptors. Okay, so it's the one that helps you in sensation. It is the sense of touch because it has those receptors of pain and all these sensations. So it's actually the one that activates the brain so that the brain tells you, hey, withdraw the hand from that hot pan, and you withdraw instantly. Okay, so all the sensory receptors are on the skin. So number 1 is sensation. Number 2, of course, vitamin D synthesis. On your skin, you have cholesterol. So we store cholesterol in the adipose tissue. And under the skin, when you get to scratch yourself, maybe remove just a lean sheet of the skin, you'll see the white tissue. That is the adipose. That white tissue is basically the white adipose. Remember, adipose tissue is 2. We have brown and white. But that white that you see, that is the white adipose tissue. And that is basically cholesterol stored here. And now when the sun hits the skin, it activates that cholesterol to form an inactive form of vitamin D. So vitamin D does not come from the sun. It comes from cholesterol. But that cholesterol has to be activated by the sun. And that's why you think vitamin D comes from the sun. So when you activate it, now it is in an inactive form, but now it's at least a vitamin D, not cholesterol anymore. And then it's carried all the way to the liver. So imagine the liver again is now playing a role here. Now the liver activates it, and the final activation is in the kidneys. Now when you activate it in the kidneys, now you have your active vitamin D, and now it starts boosting your immunity, starts helping you in your bone function, starts helping you in all this, including the skin function also. Okay, so yes, vitamin D comes from cholesterol. Therefore, if you eat those eggs, if you eat that fatty meat, if you drink that bone broth, if you enjoy your fish, you will get healthy cholesterol, but there's no unhealthy cholesterol. So you just get cholesterol, and that cholesterol will be stored under the skin, and that is a raw material for synthesis of vitamin D. So the skin plays a very important role in the synthesis of vitamin D. Above all, the skin plays a very important role in storage. Again, you see that? That is part of the storage. But the skin majorly plays an important role in excretion or elimination of toxins, of salts. That's why salt has never been a problem, because you can excrete it through the pores, through sweating. Okay? And when you sweat, another function comes in, regulation of the body temperature. So these functions are just interrelated. And then, of course, aesthetic value, because somebody who has a very nice skin, you're so confident, just the same way somebody who has put on a very nice suit and a very nice dress, you feel confident in yourself to show us some skin, and we're like, good. What are you using? That's the question that we always ask. What is your skincare routine? So nobody thinks just eating healthy and fasting can actually change your skin for the better. Everybody's thinking just because you have a good skin, you must have used a product, you must have gone for cosmetic surgery, you must be using the best products in the market from that favorite company that you know. And when you see models like the one who, there's a model in Kenya who is actually selling these skin products, and she looks very well with a very nice skin. She's always posting things. I know you know her. But she goes for cosmetic surgery, and then she comes back and posts her pictures holding those cosmetic products, and then you go and buy them. You use them, and nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Then you're wondering, but she looks good. My friend, what these people do behind the bars, don't ever follow that thing. For you to fix the skin, you just need a healthy gut, and you just need good diets. Just remember this: there is a direct relationship between your gut and your skin. What you see on the skin is basically a side effect of what you're seeing on the gut. What is on the gut is actually reflected directly on the skin. This is also for the mental health issues. What you see in form of mental health is actually a messed up gut and a lack of identity. But what you see on the skin, there is no lack of identity. This one is just a messed up gut. So you've been eating the wrong foods, you've been applying the wrong things on the skin. Coconut oil only is enough for the skin. Petroleum jelly, non-scented, is enough for your skin. You don't need you don't need these perfumed soaps. You don't need these medicated soaps for your skin, because there's a lot of bacteria on your skin, and those bacteria are actually playing a very important role there in terms of immunity. So when you use medicated soap, you wash out and kill those bacteria. When you use that product that they say it's 99.9% kills germs, 99.9%, you know that product? So when you use that product to wash your hands, what you're doing is you're sterilizing your hands. And sterilization means you're killing everything on your skin. You're disinfecting your skin totally with that product. And when you're disinfecting that skin, you're killing the healthy bacteria that are actually necessary for maintenance of that skin. They are there to actually protect you from other bad bacteria, harmful bacteria. Yes. So you guys know these things. You see that advert on TV, and that is a very cautious mom following that child, that baby of theirs, then spraying that every surface is sprayed by that product, and now we are living healthy ever after. We are actually living in a balloon. Okay, we are zombies. We're just living in a balloon. When somebody pops that balloon, you will just die because your skin is unhealthy. Because you're using medicated soap, thinking that, hey, this one is the best one. You're using perfumed soap, but you don't know the product that is actually used to perfume that soap. You're using skin products that you don't even know what is in those skin products. Guys, when was the last time you just took time to read ingredients on that soap that you use? What is in the ingredient in the soap that you use?